Right on there. Oh, you said one more bloody consult.
Good evening, everyone.
Brilliant.
Thank you for coming to this meeting today on Thursday, the 7th of August. Can I remind, as there's no public, can I remind you to put your phones on to silent?
I'll switch it on because I have a few missed calls.
And can I remind you all that the meeting is being recorded, because sometimes you get carried away and they can't be edited. So just to remind you all that the meeting is being recorded.
It can be. Well,
I'll get there in a minute.
You want to start the meeting again then? Because start the meeting again if you want to, but like I said, it can be edited, so we're going to cut that bit out. Do you want to start the meeting again?
No. Okay. Right. Moving on to our agenda. Item 1, apologies for absence. I think we're all in. Yes. Item 2, disclosure of interest. To deal with any disclosure by members of the disclosable pecuniary interests and interests other than pecuniary interests as defined under the Seaford Town Council Code of Conduct and Localism Act 2011 in relation to matters on the agenda. Agenda item 3, public participation, none, as we've got no public. So it moves on to agenda item 4, planning applications. So planning applications received in the week commencing the 2nd of June. LW/25/0295 for Rowan Close. This has been decided already. And it was passed. I think it was. I think we would have supported it anyway because it's just a straightforward infill. Planning applications received in week commencing Monday the 23rd of June. LW/25/.
Sorry to interrupt you, but with that one, do you think we could propose to note that just for my minutes, just so that it's been rounded off?
Yeah, sorry. Okay. So can I have a proposal to note 3 Rowan Close? Thank you, Councillor Hunman, seconded by Councillor Borman. Show of hands, please. Thank you. Planning applications received in the week commencing Monday the 23rd of June. LW/25/0333. 18 Churchill Road. I want to make a comment on this one. This is the permitted development.
Yeah, I can. I don't know whether you want to take.
I'm sorry,
Councillor Buchanan.
thank you, Chair. Just want to say I couldn't find any of the drawings or plans on the website.
Yeah. So
I think this is where he's.
Yeah. So I wrote it to the officer, and it's because it's actually a lawful development certificate that's being considered for this one. I think what they're doing now is putting them on as if they're full plans, but then I need to look on the next page and check whether it's a lawful development certificate that's being considered, so we won't be being consulted on that. There was a question on whether, in the pre-app advice, it said that it would need to be a planning application if they were changing the materials, but Ella, the officer, had said that they didn't think that they were changing the materials, but she was going to find out, obviously, if that would then, I'm assuming, instigate a full plan. So we might see this one again, but at the moment it's being considered as lawful development.
Right, so moving on to LW/25/0378, 14 Valley Drive. Partly demolish and replace rear conservatory, rear dormer, loft conversion and roof lights to the front elevation. We'd like to lead on this application. Councillor Borman, Councillor Honeyman.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, it's the other end to where, sorry.
No.
Okay. Well, I say that. It matches up with number 16 perfectly, so I support the application.
Thank you. Does that find a seconder? Councillor Foreman, do you want to comment?
No, thank you.
Okay. Any other comments? Can I have a show of hands of supporting this application? That's unanimous. Planning applications received in the week commencing Monday the 30th of June. LW/25/0369, 19 Belden Rise, and this was decided on the 1st of August.
Yes, this was another one that was a local development certificate.
Yeah. Okay. So can I have a proposer that we note this with Councillor Borden, seconded by Councillor Hanneman, and can I have a show of hands, please? Thank you. LW/25/0387, 15 Crown Hill, removal of rear conservatory and erection of a single-storey rear extension. Would like to lead on this one. Councillor Buchanan.
Thank you.
Sorry.
I mean, it looks pretty much similar, albeit a little bit smaller than the previous supported application. So I have no problem with this.
Are you proposing that?
I will propose.
I was seconding it.
Thank you,
It is what it
Councillor.
is, it's nice.
Any other comments? I can have a show of hands supporting this application, and that's unanimous. Thank you.
Nice extension.
Planning applications received in the week commencing Monday the 7th of July. LW/25/0390, 28 Carlton Road, convert garage into annex. That's it. Okay, who would like to lead on this one? Councillor Foreman.
Thank you, Chair. I quite liked the letter of support that came from the National Annex of Planning Consultancy that are supporting annexes in order to have kind of less care homes and actually keep the support for older members of family in family, and actually it's better for their health and everything else. But they did say that on their letter of support that actually to make sure that the condition was placed on that it was never going to be a separate dwelling, that it was also always ancillary to the main building. So I'm quite happy to support this application with that condition on it.
All right, thank you. Does that find a seconder?
I'll say, actually, when I dealt with it years ago, they're called granite annexes. And so it's changed its name now, it's been more fashionable, but I support the application wholeheartedly. And I've dealt with this company years ago. So, yeah, great.
Are you seconding?
How indeed, Joe?
Councillor Olivia Hunnion first.
Yeah, I have to admit I was a little bit concerned about, wasn't sure what it was going to be done, who was going to be living there, but obviously as Councillor Vormer said there is a letter saying about the fact, because obviously with annexes, it's not a new building, it's just converting, but it's been, as long as it's locked down, that it is only for the residents of that property at the time.
Councillor Richard Honeyman.
Thank you, Chair. I don't know if someone can remind me, but it's already been converted from the 2020 application. It hasn't been, no, right, still. No, I was intrigued with
that wasn't in the 2021.
No, I was going to say, it's so, oh, that's not,
So, yeah, no.
okay, that's separate, it's not connected to a garage in that respect. I mean, the only observation is if it's intended for the elderly, you've got stairs in there. That's the only thing I was thinking. But apart from that, it's just an observation, really, not enough to.
Perhaps it's fair.
Yeah,
It
not
could
enough.
It could be a teen.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, exactly. So I'm happy because it's there, isn't it? It's quite a tall building already, isn't it? So I'm happy to support. Yeah.
And just on the comment about the have all the condition, the last few times we have said that to Lewis, that has then appeared. So it is something that they have been putting on as a standard condition.
Well, we use the word subservient, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody happy? So
Yeah.
can I have a show of hands supporting this application? And that's unanimous. Thank you. LW/25/0399, 24 Chinkton Avenue. Single storey rear extension, hip to gable roof extension and rear dormer. I'd like to lead on this one. Councillor Honeyman?
Yes, I mean the plots in that particular area are fairly large, so I would support it. Interestingly, they want a gym and a workshop.
Any other comment?
I'll second that. Sure. It is what it is. It's really straightforward.
I personally think it's an overdeveloped development
Oh,
because it goes right to the end of the garden, and it could be. And in our neighbourhood plan, under GB02A, it says rear extensions should be 3 metres from the rear wall.
in which case it makes application null and void then, doesn't it? That's 10 foot. Interesting. We've had no objections from the neighbour who abuts up to the boundary wall fence. It's a tricky one. First of all, it looks nice. It's a bit big, I agree with you. It's about a third of the footprint of the property, which came from probably a maximum of 30% of the ground floor plan.
Right,
Where's John
got
now?
Councillor Baldwin first, and then
There are some empty properties. I haven't been down here to actually see, but some of those properties down there are empty at the minute, so the neighbours might actually not be any neighbours. And as Councillor Raven says, it is very large. Boundary on boundary.
But also, can I also say, future?
sorry, I've got Councillor Buchanan first.
Oh, thank you, Chair. Just picking up on Councillor Robb's thought about the area, they've actually taken down a bit at the back of the house and a shed, and if you look at those areas, it's about the same. So they're kind of replacing area with area, if you see what I mean.
So it goes to the fence.
But from one
With
side
yeah,
all the way down.
But that was
And then
just
it's going to be
point
the
about it
height.
was-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a proposal on the table by Councillor Honeyman to support the application, and I think it was seconded by Councillor Ward. Councillor Olivia Honeyman.
Yeah, I'm concerned. Obviously, I hadn't noticed what you've said about the GB04, was it?
Yeah.
That if we say yes, that's okay this time, then what happens next time? So, if you're proposing not to do it, then I'll support that. I don't want to set a precedent if they're going against the neighbourhood plan recommendation.
Councillor Richard
Yeah,
Honeyman.
I mean, you can more or less fit it in where the existing buildings are. So if you think about it, you turn it around, wouldn't you? You'd always put it there. So you could do a suggestion,
Am I on a different one now? Sorry, I'm trying to work.
couldn't you? In that respect.
Am I on a different one? I'm trying to work out where the.
If you flipped it around 90 degrees, it would almost fit in that.
As in, this is the existing.
That's existing.
Yeah, that's existing. So if you flipped it around, it would almost go in there, wouldn't it?
But it doesn't go right up.
But then it's to bound it afterwards, isn't it?
And there's still space between them.
We've got a proposal on the table supporting this application. Can I have a show of hands for who wants to support this application? Those against? Those abstaining? So that falls. So
It's against them.
I'll propose that we object to this application on the grounds of overdevelopment, and with the goes against the neighbourhood
It's
plan.
It's GBO2A.
That's it.
Yeah, the 3 metres back.
Yeah. Does that find a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Baldwin. And can I have a show of hands of supporting, objecting to this application? And those against? Those abstaining? So that's carried. Thank you. Where are we? Sherwood Road. LW/25/0409, 45 Sherwood Road, hip to gable roof extension and conversion with rear dormer and single storey rear extension. Would you like to lead on this one? Councillor Law?
Yeah, thank you. I know Sherwood Road quite well, and it's a mixture of houses, and this, on the face of it, appears a lot of work on a small plot of land. And I'd like to see what other people think about it, and because there's a bit of a mismatch of properties around there anyway, but just between the walls, I think. I can understand why the client wants to do it. And we said on the previous application, you're setting a precedence. So I'll be interested to see what other members say. I'm neither one way or the other, but I just need what other members have to say on this particular application.
I've got, I think the neighbouring, because it's semi-detached, as you see, but the neighbouring property has also got a dormer. So it will, and I've made a comment that it makes the rear of the property less fitting. It's sort of marrying up things.
That's not the right one, is it? It's all on here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Councillor Vivian Honeyman.
Yeah, I looked on Street View to have a look, and as you say, the next door one has, the next door bungalows, one has it and one doesn't have it. So it wouldn't be too out of keeping with what's there. My initial comment was unbalanced until I looked at the Street View and then realised actually it wouldn't be out because it's what other people have done. The only I did make another comment. There was good plans, and it was all options on one plan, so it was really much easier.
Yeah.
One of the architects is very good. Does do a combined plans options, which is much easier to look at.
More piece of paper.
Yeah.
Councillor Richard Honeyman.
Yes, obviously it is a busy road, as Councillor Lord has said, in the sense of the mixture of housing, but it's also the properties are generally on quite steep sites as well, so you do have a bit of that going on. So yes, most of the activity is more at the rear, isn't it, really? So
I'm happy either way.
yeah, so I've got no problems with it really. They are quite tight, the plots generally around there. Quite they use up the spaces accordingly.
It's just below the ridge line, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
Below, though.
Yeah, it's just below. Right, Councillor Buchanan.
I had a look at this, and I looked at the house next door, and I'd be tending to support this, I'd have to say.
That's good. Thank you.
I know I'd make that as a...
Thank you. Does that find a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Honeyman. And no other comments. Can I have a show of hands for supporting this application? That's unanimous. Thank you.
Cool.
LW/25/0414, 11 Hill Rise. Demolish of a single-storey extension and replace with a single-storey and two-storey extension with fenestration alterations and erection of a garden office with associated hard and soft landscaping. I'd like to lead on this one. Oh, sorry, who was
I
first?
think...
Councillor Bourne.
Thank you, Chair. So the rear extension is a large plot, so absolutely fine. I'm concerned that the rear garden office of where it's sited, because of the open nature of the land behind it, and I couldn't find it, but I'm sure there is some clauses, because I know there is further up around the way with Catherine Way, around there, of not developing right at the back of back gardens because of where it's sited.
I think that you'll find is along what they call King's Hedge, which is, I think it's a listed boundary,
Yeah.
and you're not, and that's what they call the ridge, and you're not supposed to develop beyond that, because that is the boundary of the South Downs National Park.
And I think it's too close, so I've got concerns about that rear garden office.
Yeah.
If it was further in the garden, not a problem, but it is too close to that. So while I support the rear extensions,
Sure,
Councillor Lord.
sorry, Baker, you're saying 24 Chington Avenue had to be a 3 metre gap between the rear of the extension and the boundary wall. So is it GB02? Does that apply here or not?
it's not an extension.
Well, didn't we just say it can't be
But
10 foot?
that's for extensions.
Yeah.
That's not an extension, that's
but then we just said it's
outbuilding.
too close. So, it's my house, okay, as far away from the house as possible. But I just want to make ourselves perfectly clear we're not doing one thing and doing something else.
Councillor Buchanan?
Thank you, Chair. From an architectural standpoint, the inside actually looks quite nice now. The South Downs National Park had no objection to
No.
this, so I'm not sure how that fits into the ideas and thoughts that we're having at the moment.
Although they're nearest neighbours, aren't they?
Sorry, Councillor.
It's not their land and they don't object to anything.
Councillor Hanlon.
So number 17 and number, is that 5?
13.
Their outhouses are sort of, well, we're seeing their outhouses, we don't know exactly what they are, do we? Unless someone's done the research.
Garden shed.
Are they sheds? We
Right,
check.
summer houses.
Summer houses, yeah. It's the largest, the office is the largest one. We're not sure if they've done any attempt to sort of camouflage it in that sense, blend it in. It seemed quite modernistic, from what I saw of it.
I mean, my concern was because of the size of it, and as it's going up the hill, number 13 would be right in line of where they look out the back.
Yeah. You've got that
To
sort of-
soften it, my suggestion was to have a living roof on it.
But it would block 13, you're right in the way, wouldn't it?
Which is also in our neighbourhood plan.
It's GB07.
Yeah, Jubilee 07.
Green roofs and walls.
Yeah. So, what's the feeling on this? I think we're all happy with the extensions. It's just the garden office.
A living roof on the top there.
Yeah. Sorry,
Councillor Bond.
Councillor Bourne.
Well, shall we then support it with the condition of it having a green living roof?
Yeah.
It would help blend it in for the South
Yeah.
Downs National Park as well.
So it won't be, because of its size, it won't be so dominant.
Yeah.
A proposal?
Yes.
Does that find a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Hanlon. Unless there's any other comments, can I have a show of hands of support to this application with that condition? Those against? Those abstaining? Thank you.
Green roofs don't work.
LW stroke 25 stroke 0415 49 Alfriston Road. Drop curb and installation of EV charging point. And if I can just say that East Sussex Highways have approved this, so unless you've got any further comments. So can I have a proposer? Thank you. Councillor Buchanan supporting the application.
Yes.
Seconded by Councillor Foreman. And can I have a show of hands, please? That's unanimous. Thank you. LW/25/0416, 9 Kingston Close, single storey front and rear extension. I'd like to lead on this one. Councillor Foreman.
Thank you, Chair. It is what it is. It's not dominant. It fills in part of a gap that they could have actually extended the front even
Yeah.
bigger, and the back squares it up a little bit there. So I'm quite happy to support this.
Does that find a seconder? Councillor Buchanan. Any other comments? Can I have a show of hands supporting the application? That's unanimous. Thank you. Oh, we didn't declare LW/25/0420, the Shore 7 Dane Road. I think Councillor Lord and Councillor Borman and myself should say that we are a member of the Conservative Party, but not a member of the
Who use the hall.
Yeah.
Up there again, like, you know.
Okay. Right. Sorry, I didn't make a note. I meant to have made a note at the beginning.
Didn't think about
Right.
it.
Change
We
of
use
use
it.
from pub to private members club.
Yeah.
Councillor Buchanan.
Thank you, Chair. There is no change other than it's going to be a private members club instead of a pub.
Mm.
I mean, all those extra flats and everything, that's a thing of the past now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So you're supporting?
Yes, I probably would, because it needs something to be done in there, doesn't
We
it?
need it.
Yeah.
Councillor Richard Hunter.
Unlike the existing property, which is going to be a residential care home, there's not really room we can rent out in there, is there, so much? So there'll be less of subletting for other functions, other. Well, it's not really an issue, even if it was. But as it already has been a pub, I can't see an awful lot of difference. It's going to be fairly busy with, as it's a drinking venue one way or other. So I'd support it for that. The analogy's too close.
Councillor Hunter.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's all right. I just want to say we got the next application up there at the moment.
Yeah, I don't have anything for the
No,
short
that's
one.
fine. I was just going to say, it's change of use, and they've got permission to do the flats, if they can afford to do it, because it says on there they can't afford to do it at the
Big
moment. Yeah, big if. So yeah, I know there was one objection on the website.
I think that was the same person on the previous
Yeah,
application.
but at the end of the day, it was a pub beforehand.
Yeah.
And it's now going to be turned into private members. I would have thought it's a private members one. Maybe there's a bit more. You can do this and you can't do that type of thing
That's right.
when it's a private members club. So probably that's a better option. Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just so you should,
Councillor
but members, short. My daughter and son-in-law actually run it. There was a late bar, and because there was so much nuisance with the late bar, they lost the late licence. So it's going to be private members club. You can't imagine Councillor Walraven, Bourne and myself being thrown out at 2 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
fighting. So I think
Well, we don't know.
Well, we don't know. Councillor Walraven's a bit of a line wire, and so I just think they're absolutely brilliant. So I agree with it.
Right, okay, so we've got Councillor Buchanan has proposed that we support it, seconded by Councillor Olivia Hunman, and can I have a show of hands, please?
Open vote, yeah.
Thank you. Planning applications received in the week commencing Monday the 14th of July, LW/25/0385, 1 Findon Close, enlargement of a single-storey rear extension.
So
Councillor Lord.
it is what it is. These shouldn't be coming in front of us, but obviously they are. But anyway, I support the application.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I find a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Hanlon. Any other comments? Can I have a show of hands supporting the application? And that's unanimous. LW stroke 25 stroke 0424, 153 Chinkton Cottages, Chinkton Lane, removal of the existing detached garage and replacement of 2-storey detached garage, replacement single-storey front porch and erection of part single, part 2-storey side rear extension. Let's lead on this one. Councillor Buchanan?
Took me a while just to understand what was going on here, but and it's a very large addition, but from my point of view, I think it kind of works. It looks fine. The garage is a separate kind of thought process, but and it's got a loft area as well, isn't it? But I mean, it's a big plot of land. There's nobody really overlooking it in that sense. I would support this.
Mm.
Any other comments? Does that find a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Lloyd. And can I have a show of hands for supporting this application? I'm not sure.
Nor am I.
I saw it.
Yeah, because I just thought it does fit into the garden. There is a lot of room. It's just double the size of the property. But other than that, I can't.
They've all supported it though, so.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure about getting rid of the garage. They don't need to get rid of the garage, but they have.
A bit of 2-storey with a bathroom on it and everything.
There's a toilet downstairs as well.
You have supported it, you know, so.
Well,
We'll see what they say, Lewis.
we can only see what we see, we can't see what's in the future. The fact that they're going to block it off making it into a property, we can't determine that at this particular moment in time.
No, I haven't said that that's what they're going to do, but,
Come on,
but
we
it
all
shows
know
that there is a toilet in there and,
Yeah.
and it's 2-storey now. And
Council, we all know what's going to happen in the future, but we can only see what's in the plans.
Anyway, so that's carried.
Yeah.
Thank you. LW stroke 25 stroke 0432, 70 Homefield Road, single-storey rear extension. Like to lead on this one. Councillor Portman?
thank you, Chair. It's not huge. It sort of comes back in the line with the neighbour's rear extent, like house plot size, and so I'm quite happy to support this.
Thank you. Is that fine, seconder?
I'll say that, sure. Oh, sorry.
please.
No, couldn't come.
Councillor Buchanan, seconded. Any other comments? Can I have a show of hands supporting this application? That's unanimous. LW stroke 25 stroke 0438, 7 Lions Place, 2-storey side extension to form an annex accommodation with an open undercroft area to lower ground. I'd like to lead on this one. I think you might remember this one. Councillor Warman.
Thank you, Chair. It's not really an extension, is it? It's another house. But I'll also say there is a letter of support there also from the National Annex Planning Consultancy, and it says exactly the same as the previous application. So it seems that someone is just generically posting letters of support saying exactly the same to anything that states annex on it. This is still more than 50% of the main dwelling. Yes, they have lowered the roof height to make it subservient. They've stepped a little bit of the property back behind the first boundary to try and come in line with why we objected last time, but it's still more than 50%, which goes against our neighbourhood plan. So I will object to this on that ground.
Thank you. Does that find a seconder? Councillor Richard Honeyman?
Yeah, obviously, I mean, years ago we had on the other end as well, on the infill between that road and Fitzgerald as well, but we're obviously we're this end of the Lions Place. Yeah, it's the principles ideally, but it's the more than 50% basically. So I've got no objection going some way that way, but it is more than 50%, which is against what we said with the neighbourhood plan. So.
Yeah. Thank you. Any other comments? Councillor Lord?
Yeah, I actually quite like the extension, but I have to fall in line with what is there on the neighbourhood plan. So I will support Councillor Bowman on an objection. I think really nice, but you have rules, you don't have rules.
Yeah. Any other comments? No. Can I have a show of hands on objecting to this application on the grounds that it is over 50%
A bit too big.
and goes against the neighbourhood plan? Okay, so a show of hands please. Thank you, that's unanimous. Okay, we go on to the applications. TW stroke 25 stroke 0054 stroke TCA 6 Blatchington Hill. This is, we've already had this before, so and not the last meeting, the meeting before, so we can jump that one. Don't need to note it, do we? TW stroke 25 stroke 0073 stroke TPO 16 Manor Road North. Councillor Lord?
Yes, thank you, Chair. It's basically what they're doing, I call it lollipopping, making pollarding like a lollipop, by 8 foot, which is about right, and it's to balance it up, so I support this application.
Okay, any other comments? Does that find a seconder? Councillor Bowman? And can I have a show of hands of supporting the application? That's unanimous. So we move on to...
That was finished, not like that, General.
Sorry, page 7. I've gone always instead of backwards. I've got there quicker. To notify the committee of decisions taken by Lewes District Council on applications previously considered by this committee. Have you got any comments you'd like to say?
I'm sure, just to draw your attention to where there have been approvals, where we've made objections, probably the bigger one to mention being what we've already talked about is the Con Club.
Yeah.
But I've put the officer's response in there for you to see. I don't think there's much more we can do. Oh, no, here's my
I'm actually more disappointed over the halt.
Oh, okay.
Because this was to create another house in between two properties, and the reason we objected it was out of keeping to overdevelopment, and Lewes District Council agreed it because they can no longer demonstrate a 5-year housing supply, so that outweighs any other objection basically. And that is what I'm disappointed at, that because of where they are, the known local plan, we are now seeing the effects of this, and I'm sure we were going to carry on seeing this.
Through the chair, is that going to form like a precedent when we object for things, and it's over in the necessity of providing additional houses?
For an additional home, because it's one more that adds to it.
So therefore, does not beg the question, when we say something and it's approved, it gets overruled, how much power we have in saying we don't like something because of what it is, and we've been, not automatic, but we've been called into question why we overrule things then.
And the weight of what our neighbourhood plan actually, it does now for all this. It is worrying.
It's very worrying.
Yeah.
Indeed. It just sort of mentions a matter of course, that's all.
Thank you.
I will just say though, we would assume then that they wouldn't be happy with that being an annex.
Well, annex is fine, but it's in...
But you would assume they would want that to be a dwelling then?
Well, I think, honestly, Isabel, I think we both know what that's going to be in the near future, but we can see what's in front of you now. I would see one or two of the applications with regards to large annexes in the garden, where you can see what's in front of you. Anyway, it's just...
So the likelihood is if they said that this was going to be an additional dwelling, it would go through, whereas an annex not, because it's with...
But sooner or later.
So this annex group, do you look up their website? Is it a new one? They only just started doing that, and they're supporting things. You don't know whether,
They come from Cirencester, so I reckon they've got a little office admin sat there searching annex for all planning across the country. And
it could even be a bot.
Could be a bot. But
But
they were both worded exactly the same. There's letters of support. So the first one I thought, great. The second one I was like, hang on a minute, I've just read this, exactly the same, which means you haven't looked at the application, you've just seen the word annex.
But just for you, Council Chair, we looked at this and we're at work, and we were looking at putting annexes in the garden in council houses, and that's interesting because some of the houses they got one of those. I'm pretty digressing, I'm just telling the truth. Some of the houses between the walls have a garden, probably 250 foot long, and the gas is a garden house. So presume after the first floor wall, your idea was that you could have it at the back of the garden for planting vegetables and such like. Them days are long since gone. I mean, looking at putting annexes in the garden, and I contacted one company called, it sounds ridiculous, called Granny Annexes, and basically like a portico, but like a prefab type thing. It basically comes in, you get in the back garden, it's a 2 or 3 bedroom property, and it's basically a portico, and they're called Granny Annexes, right? And do you know what? As soon as you mention anything to do with an annex at work, it flashes at the top of your screen. Granites, we provide annexes for, and you can't get rid of it. Like you said, anything with an annex of, you cannot get rid of it. And they automatically say, well, we support the application. Well, not done application, we just, and I don't have nothing to do with it now, but once a month I get a recurring, like, repeat email saying, we support the application. Well, I've not done application now, we've done anything. So these are things come up, like you're saying, Councillor Bowman. So, yeah, it's a final thing. But these things which we're talking about now, in the near future, they're going to come to fruition because a lot of properties built very cheaply in large plots of land, and about £50,000 all in. Well, we brought services to an assessor, and a bit more than that, only grand now. But they've done dusted in probably a week. So I just digress to say how things have moved on, like, you know.
Councillor Hannon.
Interesting, obviously, down Claremont Road, you've got the individual living houses in the garden, haven't you? One of the properties down there, which we've approved. I mean, there's about 4 in the garden attached to the main house. But I mean, that because it's aimed at a slightly different market, it's not really, it's emergency accommodation, isn't it? But and they're very small properties, aren't they? But it's like a lot of annexes in a way, isn't it?
Precisely, Councillor.
But I mean, it's interesting how. I don't know if we would have approved that 20 years ago. I don't know what the legislation would have been for then. I mean,
I just thought mentioning passing.
Yeah.
Councillor Foreman, do you want opportunity to make a comment to LDC
I could
on
express,
this?
yeah, I mean, I could express our disappointment and concern, but also, I mean, you've made a very good point that they've said that they are basically saying this is now going to increase weight. So I could maybe get some advice on that and bring that back so we know what that means for us going forward, because I think that's what your concern is, isn't
It is, because I think at one point at Lewis District, when their local plan was gone and their numbers they knew were dwindling, we were told that our neighbourhood plan would have enough weight because they didn't have a local plan. And so where is our neighbourhood plan going in? Because the numbers actually yeah, so where is the weight? Otherwise, is there a point in our neighbourhood plan if that takes precedence too much?
I'll go back and get some advice on that. Maybe I'll go and get the advice on that first before we write any concerns or disappointments back, because then we can say that we've got some advice, and or we decide not to do that because we need to go down a different route or something.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So, unless there's anything else, can I have a show of hands that we're noting the report? That's unanimous. Thank you. That concludes the meeting.